If you've got a personal electric vehicle in particular, like an electric bike, or heck, even a motorcycle or anything that you want to track, well, I've got something to show you today, the Invoxia Cellular GPS Tracker. Welcome to the Vapor Trail channel. I'm Tony. So yeah, I like to ride electric vehicles, especially my electric skateboards, my electric bike. I don't know really how you could use this with an electric skateboard, but if you've got something of value and you're going to be leaving it out someplace, that's why I say the bike, because my Super 73, it's like a target. You see that thing and you're like, oh, at least thieves do. They look at it and go, I got to take that. And sometimes even with the best lock, it's still not going to do you any good. Not to mention some of these things have removable batteries, and that's one of the most expensive components of the bike, so somebody might just come and try to steal the battery. Well, what's good about this tracker is that it not only uses cellular, which it does come with a 1-year data plan on it, but it also has anti-theft alerts. So it detects movement. It'll tell you if there's any movement, like if somebody actually just hopped on it and rode away on it. And it also has a tilt detect. So like say your bike is sitting out there and it is locked and you didn't take the battery off of it, because I mean, come on, the battery's heavy. You're going to take that into the grocery store with you or whatever. Maybe if you have a backpack, but you know what I'm saying. So if somebody gets out there and tries to mess with it, if they start moving the bike at all, they actually tilt the bike, it's going to give you the tilt detection and it's going to notify you on your mobile device, like your phone or whatever. To me, that is super invaluable, because when I first got this bike, I was like, well, this is like a $2,000 bike. I don't want to just leave this out there and willy-nilly. And if somebody does take it, what am I going to do? Well, this will actually allow you to track it. Not only can you track it, it's going to give you movement notifications and all that kind of stuff, but it continues tracking. And the reason why it's important that this uses cellular, and it also uses Wi-Fi. Apparently, it sniffs out Wi-Fi signals that Google has put into a database. I don't know, the owner of the company explained it to me, but hey, all that matters is that even if somebody takes it inside their house, as long as the tracker is still attached to whatever it is, you can't turn the thing off. As long as it's still attached to it and there's some kind of a signal around, cellular, Wi-Fi or whatever, it is still going to track it for you and let you know where it is. And then when you get close to it, it actually has a little kind of perimeter type thing so that you can, it'll tell you, hey, it's like a hot and cold type thing. You're like within 50 feet of it, you're within 20 feet of it, you're within 10 feet of it, that kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. Now, I haven't had my bike stolen. I live in a pretty, I guess you'd call it rural area, because I live on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, which is kind of a tourist destination, and even our postal carriers are rural. So an overall testing scenario, basically I just brought it with me so that I could test it and make sure that I knew how it worked and everything else. But if I ever do need it, I'm glad that it's going to be there. Well, let's drop down and take a closer look at what's inside the package and the device itself. So let's take a look at the box first. It says Cellular GPS Tracker for cars, motorcycles, bikes, people, and valuables. Pretty much anything that you want to track. Does come with a 1-year data plan, and from what I understand, I think it's like $14 a year or something like that afterwards. I'm not a big expert on all this stuff, but from what I understand, it's a different spectrum of cellular, so it is not as expensive. Anti-theft alert is on this thing. Here on the back, it says the standalone GPS tracker, exceptional battery life. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, it says up to 4 months charge. That is no lie. Absolutely. Works anywhere in the US, uses 4G LTE M network. Okay, so that's what that is. Now, that's in the US. If you get one of these, this is actually designed in France. If you get it in France, they have a different system that they use. It works with IFTTT. Enjoy enhanced capabilities with custom scenarios and triggers. No hidden fees. It does come with a 1-year subscription for the cellular, 24/7 monitoring in the dedicated app, peace of mind from anywhere. And yeah, this thing will pop up alerts, like if this just gets moved, it'll pop up an alert. Real-time anti-theft alerts, so it does respond to that very quickly. Tracking on this is kind of, well, you have to tell it how often you want to track, and I think the minimum or the shortest amount of time is like 5 minutes. Custom geofencing alerts, so you can set a zone and you know if the tracker enters or leaves the zone. So if you had this on your kid's bike, you'd know if they were leaving your neighborhood or re-entering your neighborhood, that kind of thing. Kind of a cool idea. Discreet and lightweight, and micro USB charging. Protect and track the things you love. And unlike something like the Apple AirTag or whatever, well, for one, the battery lasts forever on this thing, and it doesn't alert the person that it's tracking them. So let's say somebody stole my bike and I had an Apple AirTag on there and they had an iPhone. Well, about 5 minutes or so after they rode off with my bike, their phone would get an alert that, hey, there's an Apple AirTag tracking you, and then they'd be like, I'm being tracked, so it really wouldn't be very effective. This does not alert the person that has taken your bike or whatever. Down here is some more information. It's designed in France, assembled in China. Open this up and your device is sitting right here, and there's a manual underneath. Here is the manual. It's just a quick start manual in here, but they have more instruction on their website, and you can get the app right from the App Store or Google Play. They do recommend that you fully charge it. It should take about 80 minutes to do that. And then just, some more information here in the back. It's not really a manual. It's just a quick start guide. There is a light on there for when you're charging it, but other than that, there's no indication that this thing is turned on, but it is indeed turned on right now. It has a leather strap on it, so you could put that through whatever and tie it. And it's really thin. It's discreet. It's pretty simple to be able to put this thing under a seat or in a bag or tied to something on the bike or whatever. USB right there. That's it. There is a SIM card in here. I don't really know if there's a way to remove that SIM card, but it does come with that 1-year subscription. What's great is because this thing uses cellular, GPS, and Wi-Fi, even if the thief takes your bike, brings it all the way home, and brings it inside the house thinking, nobody will find me now, they use a system of like Wi-Fi networks that Google has sniffed out over the years. They use that. They use cellular and GPS because once this thing goes inside the house, the GPS is no longer working, right? Uses all of those to triangulate and find your missing item. I think that's really cool. So technically, guy steals your bike, brings it to his garage, warehouse, house, or whatever, brings it inside thinking they'll never find me now. You might be knocking on their door saying, hey man, or at least calling the police. I wouldn't really advise you doing that. But that I think is really cool. It's $129, so it's not an inexpensive thing. But hey, $129 to be able to recover your bike or whatever valuables, maybe even your kid, that's worth it. Typically, these types of trackers have subscription fees of up to $20 per month and hidden activation fees. This does not. And this thing right here actually is an emergency button. You hit that, and I'm thinking that it alerts your other devices. So if you ask me, this is pretty cool. AirTags, if you have an AirTag, let's say you put an Apple AirTag on your bike and somebody's got an iPhone. Well, as soon as they get a little bit further away from where you're at, all of a sudden that AirTag is going to notify them, hey, there's an AirTag nearby that's tracking you type of thing. So that doesn't work. And dude, the battery on this thing lasts forever. I mean, I charged the thing like a month ago and I'm at 68%. Now I've tried with the geofencing and stuff like that. And for me, it doesn't really apply because I'm the only one that's going to be riding it. But I have set up a geofence around my area here, but it does all those things. It's got a lot of different features. And really, for the cost of it, it's a heck of a value, man. Especially considering the things that you're trying to protect are probably going to be a lot more than that. So I figured Christmas is here. You probably got something really cool, maybe an electric bike or maybe even a motorcycle. I don't know. Maybe you just want to be able to put it in your car so if somebody ever takes your car, whatever the reason you might need one of these, this is a really good choice from Invoxia. I'm gonna put a link down in the description where you can find it and get all the information, anything I might have left out. I'm not a super GPS pro, but after getting this, I'm really, really happy that I've at least investigated enough to be able to protect my stuff. I wanna thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to a channel like mine. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there is a red subscribe button down there. If you click that and the notification bell, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.